Let's go Dolphins! The Dolphins just made a play that could either solidify the franchise's offensive dominance or unleash a wave of questions that will shake the entire coaching staff. It's bold, it's controversial, and it's definitely not what many fans expected. Why did Miami promote this guy? What does this say about the team's direction? And how does this impact Tua, Quinn and the entire offense in a crucial season? I'm going to explain everything that's happening at the Dolphins facility right now, but before we get into the details, only like this if you're a true Dolphins fan who follows the team through thick and thin. And if you've been a fan of Aqua and Orange for more than 2 decades, let's flood the comments with, "Go Dolphins! My heart bleeds Aqua and Orange." Now, let's break this down. Bobby Slowick, the man now in charge of orchestrating Miami's offense, is a fascinating pick. While he's a familiar face to this staff, his journey here is anything but typical. From 2011 to 2013, he started on the defensive side with Washington, and then in 2017 and 2018, he was part of Kyle Shanahan's defensive staff in San Francisco, a team that included current head coach Jeff Hafley. That early link between Slowick and Hafley seems to have played a key role in this promotion. But what makes this move so intriguing isn't just Slowick's resume, it's what he did in Houston. As offensive coordinator for the Texans, he made a name for himself, especially in 2023 when rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud exploded under his system. That year, Stroud racked up 4,180 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, and just 5 interceptions, with a solid 63.9% completion rate. That kind of output turned heads around the league. Slowick's offense finished 13th in points, 12th in total yards, and an impressive 7th in passing. That's no small feat for a rookie-led offense. But things took a turn in 2024. Stroud struggled, the offense regressed, and the Texans dropped to 22nd in yards, 29th in points, and 21st in passing. It raised questions. Why the steep fall-off? Was it all on the QB? Or did teams figure out Slowick's system too quickly? These are fair questions. Some Texans fans were baffled when he was let go, while others saw it as inevitable after a down year. The Dolphins are clearly banking on the former, that Slowick still has the magic that made Stroud shine. Now here's where it gets even more intense. Slowick joined the Dolphins last season as senior pass game coordinator, and let's be honest, the results weren't pretty. Across the board, Miami's offensive rankings under Mike McDaniel hit their lowest point in his 4-year tenure. And it didn't help that a major complaint from fans and analysts alike was the wide receivers' consistent failure to execute routes correctly and stay in sync. That's a big concern when you realize route discipline and receiver coordination fell directly under Slowick's purview. So with all that said, what does this promotion mean? Is this a genius continuity move that allows the Dolphins to build on what's already in place and fix internal issues with someone who understands the system? Or is it a high-risk bet on a coach who's shown both brilliance and inconsistency? Meanwhile, Miami's also making moves on the other side of the ball. Chris Tabor, a former Bills special teams coordinator, has been brought in to lock down that third crucial phase of the game. The Dolphins are clearly serious about tightening up every aspect. Special teams, offense, defense, it all has to click if they want to be legitimate Super Bowl contenders. And speaking of defense, the team has interviewed Clint Hurt, Philadelphia's defensive line coach and a former Miami Hurricane. Hurt brings serious championship pedigree, having been part of the Eagles' Super Bowl winning staff in 2024. He also spent time as the Seahawks defensive coordinator. But he doesn't have a prior relationship with Hafley, which could be a factor in the decision-making process. As of now, it seems the Dolphins have zeroed in on their key coordinators. But there's more drama in the coaching carousel. The only other confirmed defensive coordinator candidate was Texans quarterback coach Jared Johnson. That's right, just one other name officially tied to the job. Some fans were hoping for someone like Darrell Bevell if the team wanted to stay in-house. That didn't happen. Instead, it's Slowick, which means the Dolphins are betting heavily on a coach who has something to prove, especially after last year's struggles. This decision raises a lot of questions about McDaniel's vision for the offense moving forward. He'll still have his fingerprints on the system, but make no mistake, Slowick is now the head coach of the offense. He'll be calling the shots, and with Tua Tagovailoa under heavy scrutiny and a rookie 7th-round quarterback starting the last 3 games, the pressure to deliver is massive. The Dolphins need offensive consistency. They need balance across the board. And they need to execute if they want to go from playoff hopefuls to true contenders. Because now the spotlight is shining directly on Bobby Slowick, and every decision he makes from this point forward will be magnified. There's no hiding behind titles like pass game coordinator anymore. He's now the man expected to elevate this offense, to lead, to strategize, and most importantly, to produce results. The Miami Dolphins are not in a rebuilding phase. They are in a win-now window. And in that kind of environment, the margin for error is razor thin. Let's not forget the stakes here. This isn't just about how the offense looks on a stat sheet. It's about how this team performs in January and hopefully February. If Slowick can't quickly fix the issues that plagued this unit last year, miscommunication, route confusion, stagnation in the red zone, then the heat is going to come fast and hard. The Dolphins can't afford another season of offensive underperformance, especially not with a defense that's been expected to carry more than its fair share at times. And speaking of that balance, this is where the pressure really builds. Mike McDaniel is trusting Slowick to bring harmony to a team that has, for far too long, been lopsided. One season it's the offense that shines while the defense collapses. The next, the defense looks elite while the offense stalls out. The Dolphins haven't had that elite, complete, all three phases team in a long time. That's what wins championships. That's what they're chasing. Now, let's talk Tua, the franchise QB, the leader, the centerpiece of this entire operation. His relationship with Slowick could define not just the 2026 season, but the future of this franchise. We already know that late in the season, Tua's throwing arm was a growing concern. The drop in velocity was evident, and his confidence seemed visibly shaken. The team even turned to rookie seventh-rounder Quinn for the final 3 games. That's a seismic shift. And now, it's up to Slowick to either rebuild Tua's rhythm or help develop an alternative path forward with someone like you in the wings. We're at a crossroads here, and Slowick is driving the bus. He'll have to diagnose and repair the offensive flaws that led to the Dolphins' slide late last year. He'll need to optimize route timing, shore up blocking schemes, and maybe most importantly, design a game plan that makes use of the insane speed and athleticism Miami's receiving core is known for, without those players being confused on assignments or running the wrong routes like we saw far too often last season. And don't ignore the symbolic message this promotion sends. Promoting from within says a lot about the Dolphins' internal confidence in their existing staff, but it also raises questions. Was there truly no better outside candidate? Was this a move of strategic loyalty, or one of necessity? Some fans will see this as a smart continuity play, especially if Slowick is able to quickly install his full vision with a healthy, bought-in roster. Others will see it as playing it safe when bolder moves were needed. Let's also keep in mind, the offensive regression last season was more than a fluke. It exposed systemic problems. From preparation to execution, the Dolphins lacked the sharpness that defined their early years under McDaniel. And if that continues into 2026, Slowick won't just be fighting for validation, he might be fighting for his job. In the big picture, the Dolphins coaching shuffle is clearly aiming for a reset. With Chris Tabor locking down special teams and Clint Hurtt potentially coming in to bring intensity to the defense, the coaching staff is starting to take shape. It's all part of what McDaniel and now Hafley want to build, a complete, unified, no-nonsense team. But all that depends on whether or not the offense, the very identity of this team just a couple years ago, can rediscover its rhythm. It's not enough to just score points. The Dolphins need to be feared again. They need to dictate tempo, control the clock, and finish drives. They need to be that team that defenses dread facing. And Slowick now holds the keys to making that happen. So now I turn the question back to you. What do you expect from Bobby Slowick in 2026? Is he the right man to bring this offense back to life? Can he get Tua back to top form or shape this offense into something even more versatile? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're fired up for what's coming next and want to stay on top of every development, make sure you're subscribed. Hit that like button if you're ready to see this offense finally reach its full potential, and check out the videos on the screen for more Dolphins updates. Go Dolphins!